Friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the chapter gravitation. So let's start. If 2 point masses m1 and m2 are at a distance r, then the force of attraction between 2 point masses are calculated by the formula F equals to g m1 m2 upon r square. This force is always directed along the line joining of the point masses. It is a conservative force field, so their mechanical energy is conserved. It is a central force field, so angular momentum is also conserved. If we want to calculate the gravitational field due to spherical shell, then the gravitational field outside the shell will be Eg. Eg is the gravitational field equals to Gm upon r square, where r is the distance from the center of the shell. If we on the surface of the shell, gravitational field is equals to Gm upon r square, where r is the radius of the shell, and inside of the shell there is no gravitational field. Then gravitational field due to a solid sphere. If we want to calculate the gravitational field due to solid sphere, then outside of the sphere Eg equals to Gm upon r square, where r is the distance from the center of the solid sphere, and on the surface Eg equals to Gm upon r square, where r is the radius of the surface. And very important, inside the surface gravitational field is equals to Gm r upon r cube, where r is the distance from the center and small r is the distance from the center and capital R is the radius of the solid sphere. Next, acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity can be calculated by the formula G equals to Gm upon r square. At a height h, if we want to calculate the acceleration due to gravity at a height h, then the formula is G is equals to Gm upon r plus h whole square, where r is the radius of the earth and h is the distance from the ground level. If h is very less than radius of the earth, then the formula of gravitational acceleration due to gravity is gh is almost equals to gs. Gs is the gravitational acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth into 1 minus 2h by r. 2h is the height of the object from the ground. At a depth, if we goes at a depth d from the ground surface, then the acceleration due to gravity in this depth gd can be calculated by the formula Gm into r minus d by r cube. It also can be written as gs into 1 minus d by r. Then if we want to calculate the effect of rotation on g, we all know that our earth is rotating, so if we want to calculate the effect of rotation on g, then g dash equals to g minus omega square r cos square lambda, where omega is the angular speed of the earth and lambda is the angle of latitude. Then gravitational potential can be calculated by the formula V equals to minus Gm upon R. Then gravitational potential due to spherical shell. If we want to calculate the gravitational potential of a spherical shell, then outside of the shell the potential V can be calculated as minus Gm upon R, where R is the distance from the center of the shell, and inside of the shell the formula is also minus Gm upon R, where R is the radius of the shell. From this we came to know that inside of the shell the gravitational potential is always constant. Please note down this point. Inside of the cell, gravitational potential is always constant. Then if we want to calculate the potential on the axis of a thin ring at a distance x, if we want to calculate potential on the axis of a thin ring at a distance x, then the formula is v equals to minus gm upon root over of r square plus x square. X is the distance of the mass. X is the distance of the mass m from the center of the thin ring. Then the very important point, escape velocity. Escape velocity from the surface a planet of mass m and radius r. We all know that escape velocity is the velocity at which if we throw any particle in this speed, then the particle will go out from the earth's gravitational field. Then the formula for the escape velocity is ve equals to root over of 2 gm upon r, where g is the gravitational constant and m is the mass of the earth and r is the radius of the earth. From it can be also written as root over of 2gr, where g is the acceleration due to gravity and r is the radius of the earth. Putting these values, we get the value of escape velocity, which is 11.2 km per second, Then orbital velocity of satellite. If we want to calculate the orbital velocity of a satellite, then the formula is v0 equals to root over of gm by r, where r is the distance of the satellite from the center of the earth. Then it can be also written as gm upon r plus h, where r is the radius, capital R plus h, where r is the radius of the earth and h is the height of the satellite from the ground. For nearby satellites, h can be neglected. Then the formula is root over of gm upon r, which is also ve upon root 2. Here ve escape velocity is equals to root 2 gm upon r, and the velocity for nearby satellite equals to gm by r. Then v0 can be written as ve upon root 2. Time period of a satellite. Time period of a satellite can be calculated by 2 pi r upon v, where r is the radius of the distance of the satellite from the center of the earth and v is the velocity of the satellite. It can be also written as 2 pi r upon to the power 3 by 2 by root over of g by m, root over of gm. G is the gravitational constant and m is the mass of the earth. Then very important point, if we want to calculate the energy of a satellite, then potential energy of a satellite can be calculated as minus gm upon r. Potential energy of a satellite can be calculated as minus gmm upon r. Kinetic energy of a satellite can be calculated by the formula k equals to half mv square equals to gmm upon 2r. Kinetic energy of a satellite can be calculated by the formula k equals to half mv square equals to gmm upon 2r. Then mechanical energy, this is the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. This is equals to minus gmm upon 2r. Then Kepler's law, this is very important. Kepler's law, please note it down. Kepler's first law says that path of a planet is elliptical with the sun at the focus. Kepler's first law says that path of a planet is elliptical with the sun at the focus. And the second law suggests that The second law is called as law of area. The law is aerial velocity dA by dt is always constant, which is equals to L by 2m. Then third law, this is the law of period, and this is the most important. T square varies as a cube. Also it can be written as T square varies as r cube. T is the time period, and r is the radius of the ellipse. Then here are some key points. You can read it out. I am giving the link of these notes at the description. Also I am discussing some important points. Time period of nearby Earth satellite is almost 84.6 minutes. Then height of geostationary satellite is approximately 36000 km. Please read down all of these key points from the notes. I am giving the link of these notes in the description. So this is for today. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel.